also to who have no hope. 1th 13:14. Mourning and fasting without obedience to Jehovah's word are of no benefit. Zech 7. 2-7 However, sadness in a godly way makes for repentance to salvation. Such sadness is the result of the person seeing a wrongdoing as a sin against God. It moves him to seek God's forgiveness and to turn around from his wrong course. But the sadness of the world produces death. Although a person may be sad that his wrong was exposed and that this has meant loss to him, he has no desire to gain God's forgiveness. 2 Kings 7. 10-11 For example, Esau's tears shed selfishly in hope of regaining his forfeited birthright had no effect on Isaac or on God. Job 12. 16-17. Figurative and prophetic use. Figuratively, even the land is represented as mourning because of devastations caused by invading armies or by a plague. Job 4. 27-28. Job 1. 10-12. Contrast PS 96. 11-13. In its desolation, the land would grow up in weeds and develop a neglected, uncared for appearance, like that of a person who has not attended to his face, hair, or clothing while in mourning. Similarly, land devastated by plague upon the crops presents a mournful sight. The sign of the Son of Man and Christ's revelation are to cause all the tribes of the earth to beat themselves in lamentation, or in grief. Mount 24. 30. Re 1. 7 Upon symbolic Babylon the great plagues, death, mourning, and famine are foretold to come in one day, causing those who have benefited from her to weep and mourn. Re 18. 2, 7-11, 17-19 By contrast, the New Jerusalem brings in conditions upon earth in which tears, death, mourning, outcry, and pain pass away for all time. Re 21. 2-4. Mouth. An organ designed by God to receive and prepare food for the stomach, also, in humans, for speaking. All speech should result in praise to him. PS 34. 1. 51. 15. 71. 8. 145. 21 The psalmist declared that everything that has breath will praise Jehovah. Therefore humans must use their mouths to do this if they desire to live. The Apostle Paul explains that belief in God and his Son, even believing with the heart, is not enough. It has to be accompanied by public declaration in order to bring salvation. PS 150. 6. Row 10. 10. In harmony with his purpose and his right and power as creator, Jehovah can put the proper words into the mouth of his servant. In the case of his prophets, he did so miraculously, by inspiration. Acts 4. 11, 12, 15. Job 1. 9 In one instance he caused even a dumb animal, an ass, to speak. New 22. 28, 30. 2 PE 2. 15, 16 Today God's servants can have his words in their mouths, not by inspiration, but from his inspired written word, which equips them completely for every good work. 2T3. 16, 17 They no longer have to wait for Christ to come to provide the good news, nor do they need to go to some other source for what they preach. They have it right before them, ready for them to speak, as they are told. The word is near you, in your own mouth and in your own heart. Row 10. 6-9. 30. 11-14. Can bring life or death. It follows that the proper use of the mouth is vital, and so Jehovah declares it to be. His word says, "The mouth of the righteous o textoi acute miritra longo." Mule 449 Since the power of the mouth is great for good or bad, when Jehovah guides the mouth great results are attained. He made Isaiah's mouth like a sharp sword and the words in Jeremiah's mouth a fire. Jehovah backed up their prophetic words by his power, and they came true. Isra 49. 2. Job 5. 14 On the other hand, it is dangerous to listen to anything that comes out of the mouth of a person known to be an apostate. It can bring a person to ruin. PR 11. 9. Figurative use. God represents himself symbolically as having a mouth. None of his pronouncements are uttered to no purpose, in vain. They will be fulfilled to the smallest detail. Isra 55. 10, 11 Therefore, those who desire life must live by every word proceeding from his mouth. 8. 3. Mount 4. For when on earth his Son Jesus Christ conformed his whole life to his Father's words, and now has universal authority granted him. As king appointed by Jehovah, he will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth. Isra 11. For the vision of Revelation shows him smiting the nations with a long sword proceeding out of his mouth. Re 19. 15, 21 This figure of speech evidently represents the authority he will exercise in command of all Jehovah's heavenly armies in ordering and supervising the warfare that results in the execution of God's enemies. Mouth is often used synonymously for speech.